Hey, welcome to Fashion Transformation with Eva. I'm Eva, helping you create the sustainable wardrobe you have always wanted. Today I'm going to show you how to create multiple looks by only using a piece of gathered fabric. In one of my recent short videos, I showed how to gather fabric in an easy and surprising way, and this inspired today's video. Before doing this, I started working on a new project inspired by shipwrecks and sea wrecks. And so I have this massive bag with loads of materials, old shirts and other things that I've made previously. And I set myself this challenge to recreate them somehow as part of this project. Now, the materials that I've used for today's video was supposed to be for this particular project, but I thought I'm going to mix it up a little bit and show you this first. The materials that I'm using today are from an old design, which is of a shirt that is quite long. I picked the bottom part, which consisted of a few different rectangles, and once I unpicked all the rectangles, I finished the raw edges and gathered them using the technique that I showed in my recent video, which I will link in the description below. I tidied everything, I made sure it's all nice and neat, and now I have got it all ready for play on the mannequin. You can actually see the piece here. It's fairly long and it's quite nice, actually, quite monochrome, and I think we can make quite a lot of things with it. Not inspired by shipwrecks, perhaps a bit more commercial designs if you like, but let's have a go. The most obvious thing we could do would be to perhaps just place our piece like this and make some kind of a top where I could stitch the front like that. I'm just going to pin so I could show you what it looks like. Now this gives us a really nice effect at the front and a lot of space when moving. And of course, in recent years, large sleeves and puffy sleeves have been quite a thing. So we could even pinch this bit here and create sleeves. And I think that could look really nice. The back would be quite short, be more of a bolero almost, unless we made the sleeves that I mentioned. So it would look more like that. But this is a very obvious design. So let's see what else we can do with this. Okay, let's see what happened if I pinned this for the moment to one side and then just laid it around like this. So all around the bodice, creating this kind of effect. I really like this idea, personally. You would need some extra things to consider. So really what it looks like is like this at the front. So I think this looks very, very flattering. A design of the shoulder, maybe this could go a bit higher up. Then this could stay like that, and it's very summery design this way. And then the back would need to then tidy a little. So what we could do is see where it started. So we've got the bit that I pinned here. This could actually be stitched with the upper layer, and then that will keep things together. And then this bit, I think what we could do with it, if we went for this design, is we could leave it like this, but then we could have some kind of a rope, I like to say, but that's because I'm more in a kind of sea and naval kind of theme generally. However, we could use a cord or some ruler loops or something to maybe tie between, say, somewhere around here and here, and tie it. That will keep things together, and it will be a way for the person to come out of this design. So that's one way of doing it, and I quite like this one. I think it's very pretty. Let's see what else we can do. So what if our gathered bit is towards the bottom and the wider bit is towards the top? I actually quite want it to be right in the middle here. I think that'll be quite nice. Okay, so that looks interesting already. Actually, that's got me really excited thinking about that. If I had two lots, in fact, if I had this half and half, so I use this bit and then this bit, I cut this bit, then this could be a very interesting shape because I could stitch the outside and create sleeves to this side, and they'd be cut out on either side. In fact, I'm so excited by this idea that I am going to do this right now. It's not something I planned because I wanted to show you how you could play around on the mannequin, and we've kind of done this a little bit, but this is how ideas can come just suddenly, and sometimes you need to act on them, so that's what I'm going to do. So what I have done is I've split my piece in two. This is number one, and at the back we've got the second piece. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stitch these two bits together all the way down from here, and then I'll do the same on this side. As you can see, I've got something like a rainbow at the moment, and it turns out that one side was actually long altogether because this was a continuum piece of 4 bits. Initially, it wasn't supposed to be half and half, and the black sides were different size to the white sides, and yeah. Either way, they weren't equal pieces, and what happened is that this side, which was my initial side that I draped on the mannequin, is a bit shorter than this side. So what I need to do is now shorten this so it's equal on both sides, and I also want to tidy things. Here I unpicked this bit, so it's now quite untidy, so I'm going to fold it and stitch it and do the same on the other side. And from there, I think we are ready. So I have shortened one of these sections because not everything was exactly the same when this was a continuous piece, and I have stitched the sides. I really like the shape of what we now have. I think it's very effective, and you can't go wrong with monochrome, let's face it, it's always in fashion anyway. And the back is slightly different, and that's because I had to move it a little bit so I could shorten one side more, again for the same reason that I mentioned. But I do think it does look really nice indeed, and it's a nice surprise because I really didn't expect to do this. I didn't know what I was going to end up with, but the point of this episode today was to show you that you can do quite a lot just by having rectangular pieces of fabric or a long piece of fabric that you just gather. If you haven't seen my short video on gathers and how to achieve them effectively, I'll put it in the description below. I hope you enjoy this design or any of the other designs that we had a little play with, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, stay creative and see you then.